Hey there, everyone. It's Biz Tip Tuesday, and this is your coach, Dr. Yam, keeping it simple. Hey, everyone. Great to see you today. And every Tuesday, I come to you with a bit of biz tipping for you to grow and launch your new business. So we're going to get right at it. And we are at step 3 of our How Are You Able to Take a Lead Magnet and Create, Plan, and now monetize it. And that is today's biz tip process that we're going to be going through today. So for those of you who don't know me, this is again Biz Tip Tuesday, every Biz Tip Tuesday inside of Content Creation Tips and More Facebook group, as well as on the Keep It Simple Coach webpage and our YouTube channel. I come to you with biz tip coaching tips and more. And if you haven't already done so, please head on over to our community. Smallbizsociety.com is where you can catch the replays of this particular session and all the prior sessions for that matter. And if you are an aspiring entrepreneur and you haven't launched your business just yet, we've got a space for you at busy9to5ershive.com, and you can head over there as well. So let's get right into it. So when we think about monetizing, I want us to just step back a little bit. This is step 3. Step 1, we were all about the planning. Yes, we have to plan. And then step 2, yes, we need to create that lead magnet. And there were some really good nuggets of knowledge that you should have capitalized on so that you can head in the right direction and not waste any time. So today, when we think about step 3 in the process of monetizing, we're talking about how is it that you can take that lead magnet a bit further, maybe than you might have missed in the past. So you might have had a lead magnet already and you say, well, I've got one. Well, this is an opportunity to maybe take a look at it and see where there's opportunities where you can do some enhancements. So please don't dismiss this particular learning opportunity. All right. So let me pull up our notes, and I've got a little freebie for you as well at the end, so don't miss out on that. I'm going to pull up my notes so we don't miss out on anything. So when we think about monetizing, this is the part when you're creating your lead magnet you should be considering. And this is going to be really about an opportunity where you're going to be able to do branding inside of that lead magnet of the information during the editing process. So it's one thing to, of course, focus on the content, which is what you were doing inside of the creation phase. But now you want to circle back so that you don't miss an opportunity where you can extend that exposure in that eyeball time of your readers and be able to, maybe make a little cha-ching at the same time. So you don't want to forget also one other important thing, and that is a disclaimer, which is always going to be necessary on your materials as well. So there's a disclaimer. There's also going to be maybe a resource page is something that you might want to consider, or again, then that monetizing inside of the lead magnet itself. So one thing that you can do is I'm going to set up my little list here. Here you go. So one of the things that you're also able to consider is get them on your list. Remember, the main reason that you're giving that lead magnet is just that you are setting up a way to monetize that lead magnet, because now you can market to them when for those paid opportunities and not just a freebie that they have, or maybe to extend some affiliate products at that time, and maybe even based on that they've even downloaded your product. So remember, the whole point of your lead magnet is to get them on your list. Your list is where your moolah is, okay? And you own that list. Yeah, followers are cool and they're cute, likes are cute, but you don't own that. Just remember, on any of your social media posts, pages, or platforms, I should say, that's information that you cannot technically convert. When you get somebody on your email list, that's your list. Nobody else can mess with it. If a platform goes down, so be it, but I can still email somebody at the end of the day. You can't do that if it's a website or a platform happens to go down. And we've all seen what that experience was like not too long ago. All right. So you want to keep that in mind. Another thing is to create a resource page. So by just adding simply a resource page to that lead magnet you might have created, be it that checklist, a report, or even a portion of a course for them, maybe a first chapter of a book, however you wanted to give it to them. Simply creating a resource page in your lead magnet itself is a fantastic way for you to monetize the freebie. Remember, the freebie is the freebie, but doesn't mean that inside you can't monetize it, add some value so that they can make a purchase on something that is part of the context of the material that you've created. That's where the jewels are for you. So you can put it as an added page on the end of your book, in report, or even a zip file if you needed to as a resource with all the links inside that you might want to be able to create. So there's a couple different opportunities that you have when it comes to maybe, creating that resource page of maybe tips or tools that you use to help you run your business. So that could be of resources for your clients as well. Now, another place where you're able to monetize is creating a download page or that thank you page. So, after the person has given that email address and name to you, you typically in your funnel sequence, you will have a place where they will get access to that particular document, which is typically a download page where they'll click the button and download, or even that thank you page. That is another place where you could add value and incorporate a link to a particular additional products, kind of almost like upselling in a way, but without having to go through the checkout section. So that's other real estate that you have that you can consider doing is create a download or a thank you page and then be able to do that upselling right there. Another place that you have is in content offers. And I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like in 1 second. But right there, so right inside your lead magnet, especially if you have an ebook or a short report of some sort, you can simply offer the products and the services right there in the links inside of that content as they are reading. So it makes it really easy for a person to say, as they're reading and they see a hyperlink that's part of that reference, that they can simply click on it. It could be an affiliate link or it could be a link straight to your product as well, that they can take an opportunity and also have an option to make a purchase of some sort. And then also keep in mind if you happen to have a lead magnet that might be that webinar or some type of multimedia audio course, you have the transcript as another piece of real estate where you can embed links for a place for you to add value and again to monetize that particular piece of content as well and get that information to them. Again, your video and your audio offers, you can add value by incorporating a downloadable PDF with that to include it, even if it is a video or an audio piece of content that you use for your lead magnet. There's nothing to say that you can add clickable links inside of that PDF as a bonus or just as a resource or that you do. I typically do that with whenever I do an audio or video content. I always offer a workbook, a worksheet of some sort. Typically, it's a worksheet. So in there's a quick download. I always put a cover on it. I always put the checklist or whatever that worksheet is, and then I always put a back cover. And that back cover, again, opportunities for you to place offers and links there as well. So even if it's a digital content, you can still incorporate a digital downloadable PDF is the best way to go with respect to just that. And then you want to see how creating something that's profitable in your lead magnet is relatively simple. It's not something that's hard to do. There are a couple of moving parts that you'll need to make everything kind of work together once you do the planning and the creating, but it's still not a hard thing that you could do. As long as you have either a Word or Google Doc, you can simply create a very powerful piece of content that is of value to your audience. So here's the thing, just as a reminder, when you're thinking about that as well. So don't forget, in content, offers in your transcripts, and video and audio offers themselves. Now, when you are doing that, there's also an opportunity for you to create those links, and you may need to shorten them. A lot of times your links may be really long. So I want to pause and share with you an opportunity that you can get a shrink, what I call a shortener application. Many people use tinyurl. Some people use Bitly. But here's a tool, and I'm going to put it into the chat as well. But here is another short link creator, and it's called Switchy. So if you go to Bitly / Dr. Yam Switchy, you will be taken to their page. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick so you can see it. And what Switchy will do, let me make sure that that came across. Hold on a second. There you go. So here at the Switchy, it's a lifetime license. And here's the deal on why I like it. So number one, it's just like Bitly and it's just like tinyurl. However, it's a one-time cost. And then you have all the pro versions of Bitly that you don't get at the same cost. So it's really good deal. So I want you just to check it out. So click on the link that you see below on my screen as well. But simply, what you do is you'll take those really long URLs those links that you sometimes will get depending on what your offer is. Sometimes even from affiliate links, they tend to be somewhat kind of long and they're not cute. So this is a way for you to make cute links like the one that you see right here on this page. I'm going to show you. See how this one is? That's a cute link. So you want to be able to create cute short links as an example. And so Switchy is a tool that you can purchase at a very nominal fee. Let me see if the offer, let me see if I can find what that, I think it's only like $39. It's not very expensive at all, honestly. But while you're here, you simply will copy and paste your link here. And then when you hit switch it, it's going to create a very short link for you to then be able to share, particularly if that has to be an exposed link, meaning that people will see that versus it being hidden behind some other text. And I'll show you the difference in just a second. But here's a great tool that you should consider to buy. Hey, guess what I just did? Did you catch it? Did anybody catch it? If you caught it, tell me in the comments that you caught what I just did. Okay, because I like to model what I do. All right, so let me turn this off real quick. So there's a way for you to do that shortening, and here's a link that you could utilize as well. And I'm also going to, hold on, let me make sure I do this right. I'm going to put it in my comments, so it'll be in the chat real quick here. Voila. So you have it there as well in the comment section of the live. So don't hesitate to click on that, and that will take you right there. All righty. So we've got that going. And let me go back to my notes and my banner. All righty. Now, so a couple of things as a recap, right? You now know how your lead magnet should look. It should solve a problem for your target audience. It should be laser targeted and specific. It should focus on just one problem and one solution. Remember, you want people to have a quick win. Make it easy to obtain and quickly consumable. Again, something short and concise. Now, that doesn't mean every one of them have to be that way. I'm just sharing you for your first one out the gate, keep it simple. You want to also be able to provide as much amazing value as you possibly can to that target audience and nobody else. Don't try to feed the world, just your target audience. Keep it simple. Building that trust is going to be really important with that target audience, because if they trust you enough to give you your email address, then they're going to get the riches of your lead magnet with all those embedded monetized links in it as well. So you need to think about that along the way. And then again, it's going to be that opportunity to establish you as the expert that you are in being able to build a relationship and add value and take them further down your buyer's journey. Now, because you of what you have in your lead magnet and you've accomplished that, it's going to be really imperative that you really focus on your audience. One pain point at a time. So what does that mean? That means that you can have multiple, or again, remember our sales funnel experience. And for those of you, if you haven't seen our sales funnel video and our funnel Fridays, again, you can watch the replays inside of the community, inside of our small biz society. So please feel sure that you can again visit here and you can get the replays of that content as well. All right. Excuse me, I'm looking at my glasses. Okay. And the reason why you want to keep things simple is that people aren't willing to commit to you just yet on a first date. So if you try to do like a 30-day challenge, people are going to be like, that's too long. I can't make that type of a commitment. 7 days? Yeah, I could probably do that. 3 days? Even better. So think about commitment and what is it going to take. Remember, if you can bring them in simple and they like what you have to offer, they're not going to worry about the commitments on further opportunities because they like what you had to offer. So that's how you're building your relationship. So now that you've created your lead magnet, there are some other final steps I don't want you to miss out on so that you can ensure that you're going to be getting the most out of any lead magnet that you create moving forward, particularly when it's a freebie. First thing is really important that you really want sure that you do is that you want to make sure that you are testing everything. And what do I mean by that? Once you've done some creating in your content and you've added links in particular, um, before you launch that freebie, find somebody to help to test things out. I know I tend to want to use, whenever you're too close to something and you've done it yourself, you're more likely to overlook things because you've been staring at it too long. So ask a friend, ask a colleague, ask your community members. And if you don't have any, use your VA, but someone else needs to test it for you and make sure everything you intended to do in its design is working properly. So make sure that you do those things and test everything. And that testing is not only the content, but the process. So remember, you're not only creating the lead magnet, but then there's more to the lead magnet, right? You also have your email sequencing that's going along with it. And if you haven't already caught on on an email sequencing, then don't forget that you can grab my freebie for your welcome series email, which will be a quick and easy way for you to welcome your new subscriber, ensure that they're getting that download, and then again, take them down the path for more value and information from you. So take advantage of that particular lead magnet and freebie. Aha! I did it again. Did you catch it? That's 2 times. All right. Now, let's look at, so you've done your everything, you're testing, you get the thumbs up, you're good to go. So now go ahead and launch it. And when we're thinking about launching it, you want to use, now that all the technologies are all kind of checked out for, you want to launch your lead magnet and you don't want to just put it up on your site or just in a pop-up. You've got lots of different opportunities that you can use. So you want to promote your lead magnet from as many different angles as you possibly can. So yes, there's putting it up on your website. Think about your social media and creating content and plan social media specifically related to that lead magnet as well. Create little blurbs uh, that you are going to have, particularly for each type of social media platform that you have. Make it a little, similar, separate and a little, not make everything generic. But announce the lead magnet and don't forget to promote the lead magnet as well. But just say, hey, I just dropped one, take advantage of it. But you want to promote that lead magnet within the confines of the different social media platforms that you have and determine a time window. Like, how long do you want this lead magnet to go on? Is this going to be one of your evergreen one? I mean, like it's there and it's always going to be running? Or is it something that's going to be a bit more time sensitive given the nature of possibly what this is a leader to? In your ladder value ladder, if it's going to be something that's a little bit more time sensitive, and this lead magnet might have maybe only be good for a certain period of time. So that means your social media campaign associated with it needs to be planned out in a certain way so that it makes perfect sense, so that people can get it and download it, and then you can take them on through the journey. Also think about advertising. Yeah, do a little advertising, throw a little money at it. There's nothing wrong with that. Make sure I say it. There we go. There's nothing wrong with advertising, and it can be a very simple advertise as well. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. You could put a couple like $5 a day, but spend a little bit of money on your lead magnet because you can get in front of what we call other cold audiences. So you can simply pay for it. And again, another way to monetize is the way in which you're able to get in front of those audience and then follow up with those emails as well. So don't miss that out as an opportunity. And if while you're watching this as a recording, I'm sure if you go into our community or you visit me up on my Facebook group or inside of our channel, you'll also see other opportunities where I will walk people through setting up a simple lead magnet ad inside of Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So look for that resource as well. Another thing you have is affiliates. And so even though it might be a free item, if you have affiliates that you can set up in your system, then let the affiliate promotions kind of be a part of that freebie as well. And you can get credit for any upsells that happen as well. So take advantage of that. When I talk about affiliates, these are individuals where maybe you have a friend, like I have a friend, Rosie. So when Rosie, if there's something that is relevant to the content that I'm speaking about, and I can promote Rosie's course, for the card deck creators, and it makes sense in the context, then I have an affiliate link with Rosie. And so now I have an opportunity to promote her program. And if anybody opts into that program, well, then I'm going to get a little something, something in the deal. So again, don't forget your affiliates. Now, the other thing too is on your actual website as well. Of course, put your lead magnet there and the offer there to promote it as heavily as you possibly can on your website. A pop-up, on a banner header, on its own page if you need to, inside of a blog. So you have a couple of different ways that you're able to take advantage of your own real estate and mention your lead magnet there. And then there's also your email itself. So don't forget that you have the power of the people in your email list. So even the people who are already on your list, they may not be part of the lead magnet list. Remember, that's how you can segment your list. So you want to take advantage of that and say, okay, I'm going to send an email to in my case, it might be just to my weekly memo people. And these would be the people who did not opt into the lead magnet already. Right. So you can segment them or say exclude in your segment list. I want to send it to everybody but people who've already opted into this. So that way they won't be getting like duplicate information. So embed it into any newsletters or any other types of emailing sequences that you might be able to take advantage of for your community. And then, of course, your Facebook group or any of the other communities you may be a part of, share your information in your lead magnets inside of there as well. So there's opportunities that you can do that. And last but not least, don't forget live events. Anytime that you can promote your lead magnet, even if it's just a quick video like what I'm doing today, then there's another opportunity that you can leverage eyeballs, share your information as well. And then you can even take that live video and guess what? Use that as part of other promotional pieces as well. So take advantage of all these different opportunities when it comes to getting it out and launching it. Now, the next thing you want to be able to do is check your metrics. What do we mean by that? Oh, but before we do that, let me show you. Hold on one second. Before we go to metrics, let me bring up, I'm going to show you another screen here. Let's go to share screen. Let's go to window and let's go to oh, I have to do it all screen. Okay, give me a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me do this. All righty. Now, so when I talk to you about embedding these links and making that in order to monetize it, there's a couple of things that you want to be able to do. And if there's in those places, even that resource page, or embedding it in links inside of content. I want to show you a couple of examples of things that I've done. I just pulled a couple of quickies. So give me I'm going to show you for one, when I talked about, let me put it up here, make sure I do it in the right way here. Okay. So here's an example of a simple journal that I have as one of my freebies. And so, because it's a journal, there's much more writing space and not so much promoting or linking of it and stuff. So, in this particular case, where would I be putting my embedded links in monetizing inside of this type of a lead magnet would be on a resource page or a promo page. So, here's an opportunity where you could either upsell to another event that's part of that makes perfect sense based on the content that you can invite and having people to sign up for if it's an event or a type of an online course, right? So you can upsell and do some monetizing links here. And then you may also just promote your community or another product itself. And again, these are all links. Notice where my fingers are. So all of these are opportunities for you to embed links and put that inside of your lead magnet. Another way that you can do that too is inside of more of the links themselves that are related to the content. So anytime as you're reading, going through your edits and you're reading, and there's a reference to something, and you have either an affiliate link or your own material that has something to do with that subject matter, then include a hyperlink in it. And that's going to take that person an opportunity to say, oh, there's a link right here. I can click on it. All right. So remember, I talked about the fact that you always want to have a disclaimer in any print materials that you have because you always want to cover yourself. And so there's two disclaimers in particular. The first one is this right here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can read it. Okay. Oops, sorry. So the first one has to do with the information is only for informational purposes. I don't consider myself a psychologist, a legalese, or a financial advisor. So, you want to consult an attorney or a financial professional to determine what is best for you as an individual. So that covers you on those things just because of the natural content. I just use that as a generic disclaimer because any information I have that I'm offering to anyone is simply for informational purposes. So I want to just always want to cover yourself just in case people can take you a bit literal and you just want to always have that aside. The second portion to my disclaimer has to do with anytime I am using affiliate links. You want to make sure people know that if you clicking on any of the links that are inside of your product, I'm going to get a little something. And so that's what I write here in this particular one. So I just make the statement. Sometimes I share useful resources and tools as an affiliate to which I am compensated if you visit their page. Pretty cool, right? And so therefore now I'm covered. I told you the front end, so you're not going to say I didn't tell you. All right. So there's that. Let me come back. And then, okay, go back here. Sorry. Another example is going to be further down in the document itself. So this happens to be a planner. This isn't a freebie, but the same concept applies about embedding links. So here in this particular workbook course that I have links that I've sprinkled throughout, again, where it makes sense and it's relevant. Don't do it just for the sake of it. Do it where it makes sense. So you're not going to see it on every page. That wouldn't make any sense. Remember, this happens to be a workbook. But when there are matters that make sense to do so, is what I do. So I'm scrolling through just so I can show you, because some of these might be inside of the. Okay, so here's one. Because of the subject matter, I share about my Make It Official Business Sprint starter kit because it made sense for me to put it there, given the nature of this particular workbook, because of where they were in the subject matter. So here again, they can click here and they're going to go to the member vault, where is my membership site, and they're going to be able to download it. And because it's a promotion, I'm giving them that code so that they can save $20 on that particular course. So again, there's your link. There's a promotional item that you can optimize just right there in and of itself, right? And then going through the course some more, that's a whole page that was a promo. So that's what that was about. But now, if you look, there'll be opportunities. I stuck it in here somewhere. Hold on one second. Where is it at? Okay. there could be there are links here that I'm using. These are tools and references. And so if there are affiliate links, put your affiliate links in here. Like this one from Marketplace. This is my affiliate link from marketplace.com. So again, resources and tools and things like that, you can simply embed and hire. So you can add and highlight the text this way. Here's some other ones. So just think about it as you're walking through your document. Where are there opportunities to embed affiliate links or other related materials that have a cost to it that doesn't cost you anything to add it, but a little bit of time? So these are just examples of what you can do as well. And then as well, I'm able to um, create. Here's another one. This is also part of an affiliate on one of my other products in and of itself. So this is Content Latte because again, we're talking about websites. Why wouldn't I promote my own product that has to do with web building than promote somebody else's? And if I were to promote somebody else's, it still would be an affiliate link, all the best. So this is where I was able to embed that inside of my course book as well. And then at the back end, typically what I do is again, take advantage of all the real estate that you have in any of your lead magnets themselves. So here on the back, I'm just trying not to make you dizzy. Here you go. Here again, talk about social media. Here's another product and an opportunity to take advantage of, and they can check out that particular source about social media management tool that I use and promote and take advantage of that. And last but not least, you have your back cover. And you can also add any information or links there as well. So there's really are really great opportunities. Let me stop sharing. There we go. There are layers of opportunities that you have where you can monetize your freebie. All right. So your freebie's free, but what's inside isn't free. And that's how you get to expand on your ability to make a profitable, creative lead magnet at the same time. So don't miss these opportunities to do so. So then let's talk about another component, and that is checking your metrics. So now that you have planned it, you've created it, and now you've monetized it and you have launched it, now you want to check out, is it really working? So this is where you start to look at your links to see who's clicking on them. So that's the other great thing about the Switchy tool is that you can track all of the links that you put in there. If you create all of your links in one place, then you're able to track all the data. So how many people are clicking on the links in those particular projects themselves. So you can get really, really organized. In fact, let me share my screen back to Switchy real quick. Then just because I take advantage of this opportunity for you guys. So again, in Switchy, what you will find is that you can manage and create folders. So that's a great idea. So you can maybe even create folders for each of your lead magnets and then create all of the links and have them embedded and created here. So that way you have one place where you are managing and monitoring the ability of how clickable are the things that are inside and if people are opening and reading them, right? So there's that. Um, so you want to take advantage of the data analytics as they are. So once you've created them here, you're going to actually see a link. Hold on here. Let me see if it's going to show. I have my demo side here, so that's why you're not seeing anything in these particular ones. So I don't think I can. Here in your smart pages, this is where you're going to be able to look at data and the analytics there. So once you have an account like Switchy, you'll have that. But just know that there's ways for you to manage and organize all of your content. Okay. So check your metrics, make sure that things are working as you intended them to. And you want to get information also on your traffic if you're going to your websites and if you're from your social media and your Facebook ads. Look at that data, kind of see what's working, what's not working. And then from there, you would want to make the necessary improvements. Is this a viable lead magnet that is one, people are asking for. So that's where the downloads themselves and clicking on it based on the offer itself takes place, right? And you can see that, track that metric. You are then want to not only about those downloads for that, but also are people clicking on any of the links inside of your products? And then, of course, is anything converting from that link to a payment or purchase of anything that you may have incorporated inside of your lead magnet in and of itself? If not, then you need to make those improvements. And so here's where you're going to use that feedback and then make the necessary tweaks. Both the data that's coming from all those click links, as well as any some what we call anecdotal, anything that's coming from any of your group members or people who have downloaded. You can do a quick survey in that email sequence. It was like, hey, 3 days in, how's it going for you? Do you like it? Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. You can use and create data and be able to determine, is this a viable freebie, a lead magnet that you want to continue to do, or do you make the necessary tweaks? Tweaks on the copy of the page, tweaks inside the content, whatever is necessary, and making it possible so that you can optimize the technology that you have and that you're making it a better experience for your audience itself. Now, once you've done that, you do what my sales coach tells me, Mr. Christopher Robinson, and it's rinse and repeat. And what does that mean? It just means that take it again and either one, tweak that same one and run it through the mill, or now that you're comfortable, you can now create other lead magnets that are going to take into account everything that we've just talked about in this 3-step process and be able to grow your venue and menu of offers that are going to help you build your sales funnels starting at the top and then working your way down. So now that you know what you need to know to make all of that happen in the rinse and repeat process. So I hope that you found this in the prior 2 segments helpful. And if not, please do a direct link to me. You can always direct message me inside of the Facebook group community as well as on my Facebook page. And hold on a second. When it comes to designing a profitable lead magnet, plan it, create it, and monetize it is always a good thing to do. Until next time, this is Dr. Yam helping you with your content marketing strategies using our content marketing ecosystem that is going to help you to be effective in growing your business. So don't forget to take advantage of any of our upcoming sessions, any of our Biz Tip Tuesdays. Until next time, this is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach. Let's get busy. Take care. Bye-bye.